I believe in starting on time. Okay, so thank y'all for being here on time, because you never know what blessing you're gonna get when you show up on time. Welcome to take two. Welcome to Mentorship Week, Day 2, where we're talking about creating and maintaining financial independence. Everybody say monetize. Let me hear you say monetize. Because we're talking about money, right? We're talking about money. Money. I want you guys to get used to saying money. Money.
Money.
Not job, not pay stub, not paycheck, not none of that. Money. Because that's what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to start it off by saying this. Money is simple. Money is math. Money is simple. Money is math. If you don't believe that, there's nothing that I can say that is going to help you, because your understanding and your belief about money is where we begin. And we don't get to step 2 until we complete step 1. You'll hear me say that all over and over again. So quickly, who am I? I am Natalie Fikes, the bald-headed bombshell with a smile. Ting! What you need to know about me is that I love people, and I spend every moment that I possibly can investing in others. And I'm pretty successful, but you can Google me. But we're here for you, right? So don't leave here without getting your questions answered. But I'm about to give y'all the sauce, all the good gems, the sop it up and tap that. Because we're talking about money. And money is what?
Math.
And math is what?
Simple.
And money is what? Simple, because money is math.
Math.
So any way you look at it. So what I need you to understand is that there are 5 levels that we're trying to get to financially. Okay? So they're not the same levels. So the first thing I want you to do is to identify where you are or where you're stuck, right? And so the 5 levels, level 1 is financial peace. On this level, you have to make peace with money. You have to believe that money is simple, because money is math. And the only thing I have to do is make $1. And depending on what objective I have, if I want to make $10,000, I'm just making $1 10,000 times in whatever increments that they come. You have to understand that. Financial peace means that you are not complicating money, because you understand that money is simple, because money is math. The next level is financial literacy. There's so many buzzwords and, oh, I got it here because my platform is big and I got all these people behind me and we're teaching financial literacy. Financial literacy, by definition, means the possession of the set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions with all of their financial resources. Financial literacy, and you can Google it, is the possession of the set of skills and the knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions with all of their financial resources. It's not do it this way. It's not do it that way. It's That's just the knowledge part. But you have to have a set of skills. That's the part that we miss. So while you might say, yeah, I believe that money is simple. Yeah, that's cool and everything. But I am not making enough money to cover my regular expenses, and I'm saving, and I want to learn about credit and investing in the stock market. You're not there yet. You do not possess a set of skills that allows you to make informed and effective decisions. Financial literacy is all about your decision making as it pertains to money. The next level is financial stability. Are you stable? Or is it up 1 month, down 1 month? You're doing good for a little while, then it's back down again. Are you financially stable? Are you financially on a consistent basis managing the resources that you have in the most effective way? That's financial stability. The next level is financial independence. And that's really what we're here to talk about tonight, is how do you get through all of those steps so that you can be financially independent? Independence means that your mama in them, your daddy in them, your cousins, your best friend, your grandma, grandpa, the government, your baby daddy, or whoever. You are independent of anyone being responsible for your livelihood. You are not financially codependent on anyone. That you can maintain your lifestyle without anyone, with or without anyone. That's financial independence. And the final level, which is what we all want to immediately go to, is financial freedom. Freedom means that your money is working for you, that you don't have to work in order for money to be coming in, that you have gotten to the level where you are at peace with money, you have the skills to be able to maintain it. You are stable and have maintained stability. You are independent from anyone else, and that you can do what you want to do when you want to do it and still live because your money is working for you. And so tell me in the chat, does it make sense why we have money problems? Because we're skipping steps? If that makes sense, if it already makes sense, then I can continue. Yes, thank you, Elizabeth. It makes sense. Thank you. We skip step 1, which is the peace. So yes. Thank you. Thumbs up. Thank you. We skip steps. You cannot. Thank you for the thumbs up. When we skip steps, we repeat the steps that we skip. And you have to start with peace. People break down crying because they're like, I can't pay my rent. I can't. And I'm like, yeah, because 1 + 1 does not equal 12. 1 + 1 does not equal Gucci and Fendi and all that. That's not what 1 + 1 equals. I'm trying to figure out why I make more money than you and you look better than me. I don't understand. Not look better than, that's not even a good way to say it, but y'all know what I mean. Like how you blinged out, because when somebody else is responsible for your shine, there is a string attached to it. That's why we're talking about the independence. You got to get to the stage of independence. So I want everyone to tell me in the chat what level you are stuck on. Is it Level 1, financial peace. Like you just have issues with money. You've had people mistreat, misuse, abuse, all of that stuff. Is it level 2? Like, I just don't have the skills. Like, I don't know how to budget. I don't know what I'm doing with my money. I don't know how to make it. I don't know how to keep it. That's level 2. And then financial stability, like I make money, but I just can't seem to be consistent with it. Financial independence is I am codependent on other people. Like I've never made my own money. I don't know how to make my own money. I don't know how to, I think I could budget and do all of that stuff because I'm pretty good with it, but I don't know how to make my own. And financial freedom, who's free? And so we have a mixed crowd here. And so we have step 2, which is literacy. We have step 3, stability. Step 3, stability. We have independence, and between stability and dependency, and the budgeting part. Okay, good stuff. So now that you guys understand that, I want you to, whenever you're feeling like anxious or concerned or whatever, I want you to remind yourself that I am at this level and that I can't get to the next level before I complete this one. Okay? So if you know that you have financial literacy issues, until you get literate, then you know you're going to have issues, right? And that's why you're here. Same thing with the other steps. I didn't hear anybody say that they're on step 1. Like, so everybody feels like they have peace with money. Because if you had peace with money, then you wouldn't have these issues. Because peace with money is the fastest path to financial independence. Meaning you don't need anybody for anything. Financial peace means that you understand that all you have to do is make $1. Financial peace means that you understand what a revenue generating activity is. You understand that time and energy completely coincide with money. That's peace, because you understand that all you're doing is making $1 as many times as you hit a number. So for example, if let me pull up my handy dandy notebook. So if you want to make $10 because you want to cover your Netflix and your Apple TV subscription, right? Then the only thing that you are missing is the vehicle that is going to produce that $10. And that vehicle could give you $1 10 times. That vehicle could give you $5 2 times, $10 1 time, $2 5 times. It's all math, any way you want to put it. And so when you have peace, you just sit down and you say, okay, well, money is easy, money is math. And so all I have to do is make sure that I have my vehicle. Do I have my vehicle? Oh, I don't have a job. Well, that has nothing to do with with literacy or stability or any of those things. It's just a part of step one. That is the absolute basics. You understand that money doesn't come from the trees. You understand that in order to generate money, that there's something that you have to do. So you need a vehicle that's going to do it for you. Like, that's where you have peace. So most people don't have peace, because if you had peace, you would not allow somebody to pay you. Say your monthly expenses is $100 a month for everything. We're using small numbers, everything. And you go for this vehicle, this job, and they say, well, we'll pay you $8. And you take that $8. Why would you take that when you know that you're not going to have any peace? Because where is that other $2 coming from? You guys understanding what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, say yes. If not, say no. That makes sense? Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yes.
Yes, Victoria. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. It has to make sense. You got to have peace with the fact that if I didn't put the toilet paper there, then when I go to use the bathroom and the toilet paper has ran out, there will be no toilet paper there. But because we never understood or never was taught that you have the ability at all times to get a vehicle, you're able to get a job, you are able to go and serve somewhere, you can go to somebody and be like, hey, I'm really in need of $10. Here are the skills that I have, because we all have skills. I was wondering if I could do this for you for $10. And if you did that, if you worked your Netflix bill, right? If it's $10, let's just say it's $10 a month, that's $120 a year, right? $120 is $1 120 times. That's not a lot. We're not talking about thousands and millions, and you got to get from $1 to $2 before you can get anywhere else. We keep trying to get ahead, but people are breaking down because of a $10 bill. I don't know how I'm going to pay this. I don't know how I'm going to pay it. It's very simple. How much does it cost? Oh, well, it costs $10. Okay, well, what vehicle do you have? What resources do you have that makes you independent of anyone else? You know what that vehicle is? Work. It's work. Doesn't mean it's a job. It doesn't mean it's just work. You have to do something legally to get money. And money is simple. Why is money simple? Because money is connected to problems. Yes, because money is math. We know that money is simple because money is math. So the reason why money is simple is because money is connected to problem. And if you know how to solve a problem, then you don't have a money issue. You have a monetization issue. You're not opening your mouth and saying, pay me. Pay me. We going crazy because we can't pay a cell phone bill. Mommy, daddy, oochie woochie, can you pay my cell phone? I can't, it's going to get cut out. How much is your cell phone bill? $120. What can you do for somebody for $120? Can you look and be like, ooh, that section over there look a little cluttered? You know, I could do that for you for $120. And they be like, you know, I was thinking about it, and they're gonna be like, I really don't have $120 to give you. Well, what do you have? I probably give you like 60. Cool. I was gonna do it for 2 hours. I'll just do it for 1. Let them feel like they're getting a discount. And you can move those numbers around wherever and however you want. But once they agree that they have the problem that you can solve, where's the money problem? Now, all you got to do is go do the same thing you just did one more time. So you go and you look and you like, oh, it's cluttery in here. You know, I could fix that for you for $120. You know, I was thinking about that. Go ahead. So they done gave you the whole $120. So now you have plus $60. Is this making sense to you all? If so, say yes in the chat. If no, say no, Nat. Your bangs are off, honey. Your bangs are off. Right? Because it has to make sense. We don't have a money problem. We have a monetization problem. That's it. So let me drop some more gems on you, and we're going to open up the floor so we can talk and work through this stuff and you can get your questions answered. So we already went through the 5 phases, right? You can't get to step 2 until you complete step 1, and can't get to step 3, and so on. We got financial peace, financial literacy, financial stability, financial independence, and financial freedom. You need to know what level you are on so you know what level you need to be working towards. Okay? Now, when we want to go from financial peace, like, all right, Nat, that makes sense. I get it and all of that, but come on, get to the real stuff. Like, I need to know how to pay my bills. I need to know how to get that financial literacy. I need the skills. Again, financial literacy, the real definition is the possession of the set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions with all of their financial resources. So how do I do that, Nat? It's what I call the money meal plan. The money meal plan really gets you clear about, all right, money is simple, but what am I working for? It can't just be for my bills. Why am I doing all of this? But I do have to pay my bills, but I also like to do what I like to do. And sometimes I'll get paid for it. Sometimes I won't get paid for it. But how do I maintain my lifestyle? And I got this purpose, this dream. I got these dreams, these things I want to do, but it costs money for me to do it. But I can't be working all the time because there's stuff that I want to do. And you just keep going around. Well, that's why the money meal plan makes sure that you're full and satisfied at all times, because you have to keep all your pots brewing. Pot number 1 is your skillet. Your skillet, think skill set. That's my skillet. Your skillet is the vehicle that you use to generate money. Some people do it through a job. Some people do it through entrepreneurship. Some people do it through side hustles that actually cover their expenses. But you need to understand that your skillet is able to cover all of your expenses. So if you're an actor and you're not getting a check every month that covers your expenses, then that's not your skillet. And I'll tell you what that is, but that's not your skillet. Your skillet is are the skills that you use in order to generate money. So your job is going to be to write down all of your skills. So I need you to think back to you was ushering in the church. You were helping grandma in the kitchen. You know how to make a chili. You know how to commute. You have great customer service skills. Anything that requires you to do something and you do it well, whether you like it or not, is a skill. Think of every job you've had, everywhere you volunteered, and write them down. Every single one. Oh, I remember I did this. Oh, I remember I did that. You'll start to see a theme. You'll start to see a theme. And then I want you to write beside each one of your skills, whether you are a novice, which means that you are green, you don't know really, you did it, but I mean, you just did it. You don't really know what you was doing, but you did it. You are either intermediate, which means that you know what you're doing and you do it well, but there's still more for you to learn. And then there's master. So remember, math is simple. I'm sorry. Money is simple because money is math. And so if you look at all of your skills and you see a whole lot of novice, then you will understand why your money is funny. It's because you need to work on improving your skill set. You need to get from just customer service to project management, or you need to look and see where your jobs, the skills that you have, and where they have like job descriptions and what the salaries are. And if you see that the salaries are $20,000 to $30,000 a year, then you've capped yourself at that skill set. If you don't have a certification, or you have a degree, but it doesn't pay much, it doesn't pay for the lifestyle that you want to live, then that means you need to add some skills to your skillet. That's all. And so by looking at that, you'd be able to say, okay, this next season, right? For the next 6 months, I'm going to take a certification course, that for a project management certification course, because I know project managers can make anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000 or $120,000, but entry level, I would increase my salary by $10,000, $15,000. That's where I need to start, right? Some people are like, oh, I got to go back to school in 4 years and all. Well, what's going to happen 3 months after you start school? That's not giving you money right now. That's a long term. That's not going to get you money right now. You'll be struggling the whole time for that. No, go get a certification, right? Is that making sense to you guys? If it's making sense, say yes in the chat. If no, cool. Yes, yes, yep. All right. So your skillet means right now. Oh, I want filet mignon. Oh, I want to go here. Oh, I want to do this. What do you have in your refrigerator right now? I got some eggs, some bread, some lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise. It sounds like spaghetti. Well, guess what? You might want filet mignon. And I'm not saying you can't have it. But right here, right now, we eating spaghetti or egg sandwich. You understand? Because the objective is financial independence. And if I keep paying for stuff that I have money right now. But every dime that I make is assigned to my financial independence. And until my bills are paid, and I mean, not just now, but in advance to where it buys me time, then this is where I am. And I'm going to be eating spaghetti. And I know that my bills are $100 a month. And so I did really, really good. And I have one person that I went and I did their organizing, and I made $60 extra, right? Well, guess what you get to have? You get to have you some filet mignon. Why? Because all your bills are taken care of, and you could go ahead and spend you $30 of that extra that you had. Does that make sense to you? You can't have the filet mignon when you have not paid your bills. And the way that you make sure that your skillet is always hot and flaming is you have to know what your number is. Everyone has a number. Your financial freedom has a number, and it is not $1 million. Oh, you can make it $1 million. Oh, you make $1 million. Oh, you make 6 figures. Oh, you all that other stuff. How much does it cost to be you right now? How much does it cost to be you right now? What is your cell phone? How much does that cost? How much is for housing? How much do you spend in food? How much do you spend in clothing, transportation, everything, your nails, your self-care, everything that you do? How much does it cost? That's your number. And you need to put that in your skillet. And you need to know that number off the top of your head. And any way that you can reduce that number without feeling like you're just broke. Like, oh, I can't do nothing because I'm struggling through. You don't have to, but you also don't have to have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Hulu, Peacock. You don't have to have all of those things. You don't. Just have one. And you can go out to eat with your friends, but you don't have to get the Big Daddy Mac all the time with the extra, and then you got dessert, and then y'all going out and you drinking and you doing all that other stuff. You don't have to do all that. You can go out, you can have fun, you can do things, but money is simple. Money is math. I'm gonna just go ahead and get the chicken wrap and some lemonade. That's it. And enjoy the company. Is this making sense to you all? If yes, good. All right. So your skillet, understand, in most cases, it'll be a job. That's where you start, or work. I like to say work. I don't like job. I don't like job because it sounds like chore. It sounds like something, you just have to do. No, work is intentional because you are working on something, and this is going to buy me my freedom. So whatever you like, I got the skills for it. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna tell people I can help you with this and everything. It's work. So whatever you can work. Yeah, job equals burden. Yeah, and people think that it's job. What I do know is that you will have to work with somebody or work for somebody, or it's still a job. Like employment is better. Job it just is not sexy. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go work somewhere, because that could be working for yourself, but you have to work. You have to be employed. You have to be providing a service in return for money. incoming. You need to have incoming, and that's what your skillet does. We're in this generation where everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. Do you know what an entrepreneur is? An entrepreneur is someone who employs themselves, meaning that they are 100% responsible for the money coming in. So they're doing the work, the service, the everything. And if they don't have money coming in, they can't reach for the toilet paper, and toilet paper is there because there's no money to get it. But when you are employed, they're saying, here are the skills that we require, and we're going to train you. Like, I don't understand why people don't want to be employed. You're going to train me and ensure that I get a paycheck guaranteed. I don't see why that's such a problem. Oh, well, I want control of my time and I want to be able to do what it is that I want to do. You do have control of your time. We have 24 hours in a day. They're asking you for 8. You still have 16. And 8 hours of sleep still gives you 8. Even if you use an hour for self-care, an hour to hang out with people, an hour for spiritual care, an hour to relax, relate, and release, you still have 4 hours. And even if you have to transport from one area to the next, and it takes 2 hours in traffic going and coming, that still gives you 2 hours. Like, you do have control over your time, but you won't have control over your life if your skillet isn't cooking. You won't have control over your life if you are not employed in some sort of work. So if you have a product and a service and you're going to open your mouth and monetize and get out there and get somebody to pay you, then absolutely, listen, that's my choice. But if you still need skills and training and all of those things, then you know what to do. Either upskill or open your mouth and tell them exactly how much it is that you need to make and let them know what you bring to the table. I know that you normally pay $25,000, $40,000, $60,000, whatever it is that they're offering. I know you normally pay that, but my number is 30,000, 52, 68. You got to tell them that. And I am really interested in this position. And I know that I'm not just going to bring what you're looking for, but so much more. And you tell them what that is. So I would really like to take this position, but this is what I would need. And yeah, make a decision about that. Because I guarantee you, I don't care if it's $5 more. If they like you, they're going to give you $5 more. They're going to give you more than what you were about to settle for. But you have to know your number. You have to know your number. Do y'all understand why your number is important? Do you understand why you have control over your time, and what you need to do is stop wasting it? You need to stop doing stuff for people for free when the least that they could do is pay your next Netflix bill, right or right? It's the least someone can do when you're solving a problem for them. The least they can do is pay your Netflix bill, right or right? Right? That's it. You have a problem and I have a solution, and I also have a Netflix bill. Let's work that out. Right? That makes sense, right? You'll start having more respect for your time. You'll start having more respect for your energy, because time and energy are connected to money. And you'll stop just giving it away. The least you could do is pay my Netflix bill. And so we got stuff cooking in your skillet. Does everybody understand your skillet? You understand? You need to know what your number is. You need to know what your skills are. And if you need to get your number up, you need to upskill. And if all you have is spaghetti, we're eating spaghetti. We're going to eat that good spaghetti. And if we go out, we can get the chicken wrap. But if we make that extra $60, filet mignon, right? Makes sense. All right. So we got our skillet that all of our bills are being paid. But I don't even really like this job. I don't really like it. Like, I know it's paying the bills and I know it's in alignment with my skills and I'm working on the next level and all of that. Like, I'm good. I am stable. I'm budgeting my money because I understand 1 + 1 = 2. And I'm not spending 3 because 3 is what keeps me in bondage. So, but I can't stand this job and I can't stand these people. Okay. But they're training you to get to the next level. So we're going to go ahead and say, thank you. I'm grateful to that. But we're going to slide on over to our next pot, which is our side piece. Side, P-E-A-C-E. Woo! Something about that word peace just does something to me. Peace. You know what peace is? Peace is being who you are, doing what you love because you love doing it. That's what you're supposed to be doing with your time. Ultimately, we all want to be paid for our peace. We want to be paid to do the things that we love to do, right? And so if you look at your skillet and you're like, I sang in the choir, I did this, I did that, and you have novice beside singer, but you love to sing. My question is, when was the last time you sang? Oh, I sing in the shower. I sing at work. I sing all the time. Well, I can promise you that you're a whole lot happier than a lot of people. Oh, I used to dance. I was on a dance troupe and I loved dancing. Well, when's the last time you danced? Oh, I haven't been able to because I don't go out anymore because I have these kids, or I be so busy with my sports and all this other stuff. I'm like, what that got to do with you dancing? Alexa, play Drop It Like It's Hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is stopping you from dancing? And I promise you, you'd be a whole lot happier cleaning that house if you put that Drop It Like It's Hot on and you were dancing around and remembering and you were free. I hear a lot of people say they want to speak. What's stopping you from speaking? Well, I got, things that I want to say. What's stopping you from speaking? Well, I want to be paid to speak. Okay, well, how do you know that what you want to talk about is what people are paying for? Are you solving a problem, or are you dropping gems? Because you could drop gems all day, but that's not solving a problem. People pay for their problems to be solved. Nothing is stopping you from speaking. You could speak into a voice note. You could speak on social media. Everybody's doing it. Won't nobody shut up. You can speak at a senior citizen's home. You can go out into the community. You can go talk to kids. You can go volunteer in a classroom. You can what's stopping you from speaking? Oh, I don't have any time. Why you don't have any time? We all have time. I know you have at least 8 of them, or 6, because you transport from one location to the other. So you're down to 6. Tell me why you can't take 30 minutes a day to do what you love. Why can't you volunteer once a week, once a month, doing what you love? I promise you, it will fill you up with joy to be able to deal with them people. But it's what you're doing with your time. Time and peace coincide. Energy and peace coincide. But you got to have peace with money in order for that to work. And you know what's dope about your side piece is that you can actually be paid for it. You may love organizing, right? But you're not making enough money for it to be your skillet. But you've got 3 people that you work on once a month, and they're giving you $120 each. That's $360 that you get to add to your skillet. That $360, you get to get your nails done. You get to get the filet mignon. That's extra. But the thing about the side piece is you would do it whether you were getting paid or not. That's the thing. And sometimes we want to monetize our peace. And that's not what that gift, that skill was created for. So you have to really like sit down and think like, do I want this to be my job? Do I want this to be my employment? Do I want this to be how I make money? Or do I just want to do it because I love it? And I will tell you that when you do it because you love it, it opens up doors for you. It really does. I am a speaker. They've been trying to shut me up since the womb. And I just can't. I just keep adding value to my mind. So when I open up my mouth, that it's of value, and that the more value I give, the more people will pay for it. But nobody is paying me to be here except my financial freedom, right? But nobody is paying me to be here. I'm doing this because I love it. And so I could be out kicking it, or I could be doing what I love. I don't know why I would be kicking it with you when this makes me feel so much better. Is this making sense to you? If it's making sense to you, say yes. We underestimate our skills and the usefulness of them. Absolutely. Absolutely, because we're so busy going for the things that are supposed to make us great, right? I got this degree, I got this piece of paper, I got this position. Trust me, I deal with people all the time. They are miserable in the work that they are doing because they got stuck in believing that that's the only skill that they have, or they've been doing it for so long, or this is the yellow brick road that's going to get me there. If you're not having fun, that's not it. That's not it. If it's not second nature to you, that's not it. If it's hard and challenging and just not in alignment with your spirit, you're not supposed to be doing that. And when you understand that money is simple because money is math, you'll see that I would rather live off of $25,000 for the year, move over to this that I have the skill for, probably overqualified, but I would love doing this. And it's going to allow me to use a skill that I love doing. And so what I do is make sure that when my lease is up, I'm downgrading. I'm selling stuff that I don't need because they're not going to fit where I'm going. I don't need a storage. I can replace that stuff. But for the next 2-3 years, I just want to be around these people. And while I'm around these people, making this little bit of money, I'm going to maximize my time, and I'm going to go to school, or I'm going to get a certification, or I'm going to use my time to volunteer somewhere else. And then next thing you know, they're saying, hey, we got this position. Because you were showing up so full and so happy that they're asking you for something. Let me tell you, I've lived it. I volunteered for a women's organization chapter. I never canceled not one meeting, except, well, only one, but the weather canceled it, not me. One meeting for years. I kept showing up and showing up and showing up. I moved states. And so I couldn't be the chapter president anymore. Came to the state, got stable. 1 year later, I was like, hey, I'm speaking. I would love to come speak to your chapter for the big dog. And she was like, yes, absolutely. Came, spoke. And then at dinner, she said, hey, what will you think about taking over the Georgia chapter? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. She took the person who was in the position out of the position and put me in it because of how I was diligently working in my side piece. And then they saw that I was able to do the same thing that I did when I was in Virginia and growing the chapter. People want to come. You can't ignore numbers. You can't ignore engagement. A couple of months later, when I was saying to God, okay, you done sent me to this job. I've done it for a year. I'm ready to go. Then she calls me and says, hey, what do you think about taking on the entire central region? I said, but I'm still in the eastern region. She said, we'll take Georgia out of the eastern region and put it into the central. Come on, y'all. Y'all better start showing up and doing the things that you love. You got to have that in your life, because when you do, people will notice when you do things, but you can't be drained, because money is math and math is money. And it's not the more money you make. I'm telling you, most of my clients are 6-figure earners, and they are trying to find their peace because they've just been working. But if you have your skillet going and the math makes sense, then you have your time and you know what to do it to fill yourself with the peace that you need to keep on going. So if you take on a job where it's just work, and it's draining you, that's not the job you're supposed to have, because you can find something else that you have the skill set for that is not as challenging for you, that you'll be able to maintain your lifestyle, because anything over your housing and your food is up in the air. You can Uber, you can bicycle, you can walk, you can figure it out. It's math. You got to know your number. And then once you do, you'll know what to say yes to and what to say no to. But you got to keep your side piece going. And when you can start monetizing your side piece, now we're talking. Is that making sense to y'all? Tell me if it's making sense. Because money is simple. Money is math. So remember, it's your time and your energy has a lot to do with money, because you think that the job you have or the employment that you have is the thing. You're so locked into that, and you don't realize there are opportunities all around you, all around you. You just gotta have the energy to dispatch and draw those things to you. The third pot is your crock pot, your slow cooker. The marinating, dropping off the bones, like fulfillment of your entire soul and your purpose. And that is what we are all moving to. The issue is that most of us don't know what that crock pot is. We don't know what we're moving towards. We don't know, why do I have these skills? Why did I have this childhood? Why did I have these experiences? All of that is cooking in your crock pot. All of it. The beginning, your end is in the crock pot. And your beginning is tied to your middle and your middle to your end. And it all is relevant. It all makes sense. So when you're very clear about what your crock pot is, then you are really, really intentional about your skillet. You're not going to play about making sure that you're just doing the math. Really intentional about that. And you will stop letting people rob you of your time and your energy. I'm not about to sit here and listen to you complain about the same thing again when I could be over here with a revenue generating activity or something that gives me peace. You could write for an hour or a page. You could write a poem a day for 30 days and then put a book out and sell the book for $10 or $20. There goes your Netflix bill. There goes your filet mignon bill. But it's work. You got to do something, but make it make sense. And it makes sense when you know what you're working towards, because that slow cooker, it takes time to cook. It takes time for you to build the skills that you need to fly in what it is that you want to do. If you want to be a doctor and you out here playing entrepreneur games and you're doing this and doing that, and 1 minute you up, 1 minute you down, all that, only to get to 45, 50 years old to finally sit down and become an emergency room doctor. You finally did it, but you wasted all of this time, all of this energy. So now you got health problems, you have emotional problems, you've been through bad relationships, and you know, you got gingivitis. I don't know where that came from, y'all. I don't know where the gingivitis. Because something is wrong with me. Oh, in real time. But you know what I'm saying? You got all these issues because you wasted time because you weren't clear about your crock pot. You wasted energy because you weren't clear about your crock pot. You wasted your skills doing lower level things or doing things that you felt like you had to do, but that's not really what you want to do. Upskill in the area that you actually want to do. And if you put your crock pot on for 6 years because that's what's cooking right now, because I'm going to go and I'm going to get this degree, or I'm going to build this or create this or whatever, give your crock pot time to cook and stop living the hot pocket life. Stop living the hot pocket life where you pop it in the microwave right quick and it's hot on both sides. When you bite into it, you're doing good. Yeah, I'm cool, everything. But then boom, it's cold in the middle. And you flip it around to the other side and then boom, it's cold in the middle. No, you got to let stuff cook all the way through to where it's satisfying, dripping off the bones. You love it. And ultimately, that crock pot is going to be your skillet with something that you're skilled at, that you love to do, that you're making enough money, that you're enjoying it, you're good at it. Like, how can you be unfulfilled when that's it, that's life. So you out here trying to make $200,000 out the gate when 80 will do. When 80 will do. When 60 will do. Most people, even in this time, can survive off of $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. That's $1,250 a week and $250 a day. And that's not even 7 days, that's 5 days. So 250 is, to me, is $10 25 times. Those are small numbers. Y'all understanding what I'm saying? Is it making sense? Is money simple? If money is simple, say money is simple in the chat.
Money is simple. Oh.
Or out loud, whatever.
Money is simple.
Money is simple. It's math. It's math. And so we know you got to have your skillet. You can't get to step 2 until you do step 1. If you are not stable in your finances, then it's messing with your fun. And if you're not stable in your finances, it's because you're not maximizing and monetizing your time. Because we all have time. Well, I want complete control of my time. I want to go in there and work for somebody. I wish I could go work at a job. I would be the best window washer ever. I wish I could go work at a job. I wish. Because all you're asking me to do is show up at a certain time, do something that I'm skilled and you trained me to do, and then get off at a certain time. I don't got to deal with that culture. I don't got to deal with, I'm not here to make no friends. I don't have to do all of that. I'll make my friends in the side piece. I'll be cordial and cool, but I came here to do a job so that I can free up my time to go do what it is that I want to do. And you can do that at any level of life if you know what your number is. And don't try to be so free and want to do this and do all of that when you haven't maintained and managed for yourself what your number is. And if you're beginning, you're starting over, or you're weaning yourself off, then why would you make your number high? Why not say, okay, you know what? I'm weaning off. I'm a start. I know it's me and my daughter, or me and my son, or it's just me. And I know I really want to be in this neighborhood and I want all of these things. That level was created because of either what you had growing up, which was not your money. You did not work for it. You did not create that. So even though you're accustomed to it, you ain't never paid for it, right? Your parents came from something else too. So they worked for that. So that does not have to be the level. You have to say, this is the number that I can maintain. And this is how I'm going to live for the next however amount of time, because I'm working on this. Why would I go purchase a house right now? Oh, everybody, you should purchase a house. You sure? Well, how's that working out right now? Well, you need to learn real estate. You need all that. You are in no way, shape, or form at a place where you should be thinking about credit. You should be thinking about the real estate, unless it's your side piece and you are learning this to add to your skillet. There's no reason why you should be doing that with your time. Time is something you have right now. When you have time, you can generate income, money, because you can open up your mouth to somebody who has the problem that you solve and solve it in exchange for the money. But if you have to go to the store to buy, if you have to go put something out, that's a side piece. If you can't just go in the fridge right now and take out that spaghetti or take out the eggs and crack it up and do it right now to where it can feed you right now, not create it, but it's right there right now. And all you got to do is open up your mouth and say, chicken, get your chicken here. Then it's a side piece. Because there's learning involved, there's growing, there's development, there's something you have to do. And it's especially if you got to pay out, you got to pay something out. You're using this skillet money where you live. You'll stop playing around with how you pay out and all those advertisements that have an algorithm to your shortcomings, an algorithm to prey on you, cookies following you everywhere because they caught you being vulnerable. And all they got to do is keep flashing it in. Yeah, I see you. I'm coming for you, but I got to get this skillet right. Yeah, go on Amazon, put it in your cart, and they're going to keep on reminding you. And you say, well, I mean, add it to your wish list first. Then when you have it in your wish list, then slowly move your wish list stuff out into your cart. And in the cart, yeah, I love when you send it to me because I'm like, you know what? I was about to do something else. I I had put that in my cart because that was something that I wanted. So now I have to decide if I want this or if I want that. Not, oh, I'm going to get both. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, let me get that. It's math. Is the math mathing? Is this making sense? If yes, say yes. And so we're going to stop there because I want to hear you guys. I want you to ask me questions and get some answers. And let me know what your greatest takeaway is. We got to 8:30, so y'all better sop this up with a biscuit. And don't talk over each other. It's rude. Maybe you don't know what question to ask. Say something. Because it's math. How do I take the emotion out of money? Can y'all give a clap, a thumbs up, a hallelujah, something for that question?
Ooh. Let's go.
Let's go. How do you take the emotion out of money? Emotions and money is allergic to emotions. Money is allergic to emotions. The reason why your emotions are connected to the money is because you don't have peace somewhere. Yep, find the peace. Find the peace. Because money is allergic to emotions. And if emotions show up, that's where the self-sabotage occurs. There's something somewhere, something between you and money, y'all are beefing in some way. Or your mindset, I just feel like, when you see people in need, that you should help them. That's a real emotion. How your skillet looking? If you really cared about helping people, you would make sure that you were good. That's something we don't talk about. You'll make sure that you have the shirt to give someone because you know that you have another one. But they're naked. You're going to take your shirt off, give them your shirt, and now you're naked. How did we solve a problem? We didn't help anybody. We didn't help anybody. If you really care about people, then get your finances in order. Get stable. Get independent. How you giving money to the homeless person when you are living in somebody else's house? How are you so emotionally connected to helping other people help them get up, have an advantage in some sort of way, and you are dependent on other people? You don't have peace. You don't have maturity. You don't have peace. You haven't been taught that money answereth all things. It really does answereth all things. You believe that money is evil and wicked. Listen, I went through all of this stuff. I'm telling you, I used to be like giving everything away. I had multiple people staying at my house rent-free for long periods of time, to the point where they could put signs in my refrigerator on their Chipotle. I'm not eating no Chipotle. Why? Because I got to cover all of this for all of us. Because I need y'all to get some rest and peace and get back on out there. Get yourself together. And you got the audacity to put a do not touch on your Chipotle. in my fridge, you don't understand money. You don't understand where it comes from. You don't understand that somebody is sacrificing for you to have all these emotions about what's happening for other people. If you care that much about people, you get yourself together. That's what I had to tell myself. Nah, Nat, it's a codependency somewhere. You're fatigued or confused, or you feel stuck somewhere. And so when you do that, you want to serve, you want to help other people, because at the end of the day, you feel like if you rescue someone, that someone will rescue you. And we call that, we're doing it out of love, we're doing it. No, love means that you can help that person all the way through. If you be like, you know what? Hey, let me put you in a hotel room for the night. Let me get you some food. Let me do all that other stuff. And it ain't nothing for me. I'm good. Now that feels good. But when you do that and then you got to worry about it, I'm not saying sometimes you don't sow a seed, because when you give, it shall be given unto you. But you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about that emotional dependency. And we have that emotional dependency because we have a financial dependency, because we don't have peace about money. Does that answer your question? Does that answer everybody? Does that make sense? Ooh, yes, naked. Naked. Greatest takeaway is that I need to maximize the skill sets I already possess. Yes. Me personally, I have to continue to trust myself with money, and I also have to be honest about the things that I want. Oh, yes. We haven't even talked about financial maturity. We haven't talked about financial honesty. We haven't talked about financial abuse. We haven't talked about, there's so much to talk about. Yes, what are we here for? Financial independence, right? What did I say is the fastest path? It's understanding that you have the ability at any moment to open up your mouth and monetize your skills. You don't have a money problem. You have a monetization problem, because you won't go to the people who have the problem and tell them you have the solution and how much they can pay for it. You keep giving stuff away because you got this emotional attachment to stuff. Well, I feel bad if I charge these people and all this other stuff. Well, then make yourself unavailable to do the work for them, so you don't have to charge them. But they need my help. Well, I don't have the time to do that, because I have to work on what it is that I have to work on. That's it. You need to understand it's time, energy, money. And if you're giving all your energy over here and all your time over here, and then you have no energy for your children or the people in your squad or people you actually care about. So every time you're on the phone with them, you go, wah, 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 because you're not doing the proper stuff with your energy, because your money is off and you're not using your time proper. I mean, it's just an emotional mess. Make peace, because math is so simple. Money is so simple. Money is math. Math is simple. Math is money. Money is simple. However you say it, it's simple. We're the ones that make it this big thing. But I will say that life is like a drawer full of chords. So I'm not here to say that it's just simple and it's easy. Emotions lean on finances. Relationships lean on emotions that lean on finances. Your spiritual, your physical leans on, like, they're all intertwined and tangled. And sometimes it's to the point where you have a knot. But you have to ask yourself honest questions, because wherever the knot is, there is a lie. Find the lie. Ask yourself, what do I want financially? Everybody do that right now. what, and whenever you're speaking to yourself, say, what do you want? Because it's an answer and response. Because if you're the judge, the jury, the prosecutor, sometimes you can't find the answer. But say, what do you want? What do you want? Because maybe it's your little girl kicking up or your little boy. Maybe it's something, emotion or something that's coming up. Talk to it, speak to it as though it's another person. Look at yourself. What do you want financially? Think about that for a moment. And don't use buzzwords like, I want financial freedom. We all want financial freedom. Answer it from a place of literacy because you know your number. I want to make $60,000 a year. I'm just going to go basic, $60,000 a year. Because making $60,000 a year will allow me to live my $3,000 a month lifestyle. I'm good. For the next year, I'm going to take the extra 1,000 and I'm going to pay off debt. And then I'm going to take that extra 1,000 and I'm going to let that be my cushion so that I can get my nails done and I can go to the spa and I can go to the golf course and all those other things. That's why I want to make $60,000. Make it purposeful. Then put it in your crock pot, right? And say, well, what do I need to do to make $60,000? Let me go over there and look in my skillet. Okay, I have this skill set. I'm working this place. They're only paying me $30,000 and I'm working part-time. Okay, cool. Well, that means that part of your time is making $30,000 and you need this other $30,000 with the other part of your time. Which one of these skills am I going to maximize so that I can make that $30,000? Tell me if that's making sense to you so far. Is that clear? Is that making sense to you? Because money is simple. Money is math. Crystal clear. Thank you. It's making sense. Good. Good. Clear is another one of those words. Clear, clarity, say it. Mufasa, Mufasa. Okay. So $30,000, right? Because we already have halfway there. We do have a vehicle. So I'm going to what I call the Breakthrough to Millions money plan. And for coming on this call, each one of you are going to get access to the template if you don't already have it. So I've done the work for you, but I'm going to show you how I know 30,000, not 60,000, right? Always make the elephant smaller as much as you can. If you have a book that you get, $150 for, put that over into your side piece, but it's math, it counts. It adds towards it. You just don't put it in your skillet number. You just know you can add to it, right? But we know 60,000 is the big goal. And so we got 30,000. So I'm going through to the Breakthrough to Millions money plan. And I'm going to go and see, well, how much 30,000? That means that I need to make $82.12 a day. I need to make $625 a week. I need to make $2,500 a month in order to make 30,000 for the year. So for me, I'm like, okay, well, $82.19. Well, I know how to organize. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to charge $120 for people. I know I only got to make $82 a day. That's $625 a week. So I need to go out there and I need to get 5 people to make it for the week. I know what I'm focusing on. So if I get one, I'm one step closer. If I get 2, I'm 2 steps closer. But I know that my goal is 5. Why? Because I know my number. Right? Is that making sense to you? I know what to do with my time because I know what I'm focused on accomplishing. And then guess what? When I hit that 60,000, then that means I'm good. I can move from stability to independence. Until you get to financial independence, you are really not at a place where you can work on, say, past debt and different things like that. Some people want to do that with the extra money and all that, and you can, that's fine. But if they're not coming and snatching your kids, from school or taking nothing from you or whatever, you're paying for your past decisions. Suck it up. You shouldn't really be asking nobody for nothing anyway. You shouldn't be trying to borrow or anything. You should be focusing on paying your minimum balances on time, but don't stick to the minimum, right? That's more, I'm not going to make it complicated for you because you have to be mentored and coached and all of that, or you're going to take pieces, run, and I'm giving you the basics. Have I made this really, really simple for you guys? Has it been easy for you to follow? Does it make sense? If it's complicated somewhere, tell me. Yes. Simple? Makes sense? All right. So what other questions do we have?
There was another one in the chat, Nat.
Which one? What's the question? Thank you.
From China.
Where's China? How do you deal with being a dependent for others? I know you something about being dependent on others, but what if others are dependent on you? Say it with me. No. No. It's okay. We all typo, honey. I got you. Say it with me. No. Remember I said that life is like a drawer full of cords. And if there's a knot somewhere, there's a lie. So you need to find the lie. A lot of people are out here lying because you're not stable. And if you're stable for you, you're just not stable for everybody else. My stability ain't got nothing to do with you not having financial peace, literacy, or stability. It's not my responsibility to take care of your responsibility. We have been taught, told, guilted into making sure that everybody else is good. And in certain countries, you got to send back. You got to send back this, you got to take care of this person and you got to do this and all that other stuff. My math is not mathing. We've created a codependent society and a codependent generation. I'm in the back office, y'all. I see the celebrities' lives. I see all types of stuff. And I'm supposed to now feel bad because you didn't do your part. We're not talking about people who are incapable of opening their mouths to do something. We're talking about people who have the ability, but we've put a pillow there for them to rest. That's on us. Tell the truth and say no. Serve people notice. right now. It's the beginning of the year. It's 2023. We are on the 17th day of January, 2023. Let folks know that beginning February 1st, 2023, here is the boundary. There goes the answer. Because the math isn't mathing. There should be no one that is emotionally codependent on you. There should be no one that is relationally codependent on you. There should be no one that is financially codependent on you. There should be no one that is spiritually codependent on you. And there should be no one that is physically codependent on you. And the same is true for you. So you need to, yes, put those boundaries in place, right? There goes another cord that we have to unravel because we don't have the boundaries and we don't know how to communicate and all of these things. We need community like this. We need people who can actually help us get where we want to go. But remember, our habits are cries. Our habits are the tears that we are not crying. Our habits are the words that we are not speaking. Our habits are the feelings that we won't allow ourselves to feel. Our habits are camouflaging and snuffing out the truth. The truth. We have to get rid of our codependencies. And we have to cut the ties for other people being codependent on us. You got to step away from it and you got to say, y'all, I got to work on myself right now. I can't do nothing right now. But give them notice. Give them notice. But sometimes we don't tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us God truth, because there is a luxury attached to a lie that we're telling. And we are afraid that if we tell the truth, that luxury will be removed. If that's you, you are a thief, a liar, and a thief. And you are better than that. You are capable. You have potential that requires work. Do the work. Stop giving excuses. Stop being the victim. Because the only thing that's happening is happening right now. And whatever is happening right now, you have control over. So you're not powerless. You're choosing. Be better. Do better. You're connected to this community now. Reach out. Ask questions. If you need help, you now have a resource. Reach out. But don't continue doing the same thing you've been doing and expecting a different result. If it was simple, everybody would do it. It's not simple being honest. It's not simple showing up and having courage. That's not simple. That takes work. But money? Now, money is simple. Because even when you're working through all of that, you can open up your mouth and say, you have the problem, I have the solution, and here's how much it costs. So make sure that your skillet is on at all times. And don't you dare show up one day without putting some sauce on your life in your side piece. Do the things that you love, period. Birds fly, fish swim. What do? Do it because you love it. And get clear about your crock pot. It may not be the big old thing, but know that you at least want this year. Break it down to the numbers. See where you're going to be intentional about your time and your energy. And focus it in the 3 key areas that we'll talk about over and over and over, which is your emotional, your physical, your relational, your financial, and your spiritual. What do I want right now emotionally? What do I want right now physically? What do I want right now relationally? What do I want right now financially? What do I want right now spiritually? Whenever something is off, tell the truth in the moment. Because truth is ultimately what makes you free. So if you want to get to financial freedom, you have to tell the truth about, do you have financial peace? If not, we got to work on that. The financial peace ain't there, you're not going to be able to get the financial literacy. Do you have financial literacy? Do you have financial stability? Do you have financial independence? Truth on every layer, every level is going to get you that freedom that you desire. Was this good or was this good? Tell me what your number one takeaway is so we can get off here. I want to hear your voice.
Well, first of all, that was good. Biggest takeaway for me was, what is your problem? You have a problem. I have the solution. This is how much it costs. That was very clear. That was very simple. That got me hyped. So
Thank you. Who else? Everybody got something. If not, I owe you money because I used your time. Give me something.
The biggest takeaway for me was to have like a better relationship with money and stop being so scared of it. And, just math is guaranteed. So just pay your bills first. And then sometimes you do have something extra, and knowing that it starts with the skillet. You don't have to necessarily stay with just spaghetti. You could upgrade your life, but it takes steps, and like just being authentic and, owning those steps where you are and where you're there. And your next step is.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Who's next? If you can't speak or you just don't want to, because that's your business, then you can type it in the chat. Tell the truth in the moment. Yes, yes, and yes. Hey.
Who, me?
Unmute yourself.
Oh. Who, me? No.
Okay, Amani.
Okay.
Lynetta, you're next.
Lynette, I don't want to cut you off. Lynette, you go.
You're on mute. You
you gotta unmute, baby.
You gotta unmute.
You are so right.
Hey.
Hey, Lynetta Whitehurst. Like I say, the biggest takeaway for me is to maximize my skills that I already possess. And that starting over, even at 50 plus, is not a hindrance, but it's just a readjustment in my way of thinking and readjusting to life's unexpected turns. So maximizing skills that I've already acquired over this period of time.
Girl, stop playing. You got a half century worth of experiences. I mean, we still trying to figure out how to pass Mr. Jenkins' 4th grade math class. And you know how to do that? Listen.
And I think life is a roller coaster. So you don't, sometimes you don't do what you love, and you thought you did what you love until it turned, and it was not part of your life anymore. So rethinking that, and now I'm 55, so it happened around 50. So I'm trying to reassess life in a different environment. So
okay.
I had to decompress for a while.
I feel you, but you absolutely can. You now know, look, I can. I got options.
Yeah.
Look over in your side piece, what you want to do, and monetize that side piece. You got enough skills for it.
I got to narrow it down.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Nice.
Thank you. That's good. Amani.
Natalie. Greetings, greetings, everyone. So, I'm true to and not new to the GPS. So, I've been around to hear a couple of things, and some of the same things that Natalie said. And the clearer you are, and the clearer you get through the process, you start to listen. Then instead of just hearing what was said, because I'm like, I know I heard that, and it's in the back of my head, but why am I not doing it? So it's it's everything that you said. I mean, if I had to say just a couple of takeaways, it was really just finding that peace, because I lived my life in so much chaos, and that became my peace and my normal. So when I didn't have the chaos, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I got to find some. I'm anxious now, and so I was addicted to it. And so finding peace, period, and not just with money, will allow me to even get to the what do you want, and how does this going to look, and then get a real strategic game plan. Like Natalie always talks about strategic planning. So for me, it was the peace factor and the work factor, because I realized I'm the only child, and people always talk about people being spoiled as only child. And I said, no, spoiled is for milk and rotten is for apples. I was neither. I used to always give away stuff and always do this, but I was very spoiled and didn't even know it. I have these preferences and different things that I made the standard, but like she was saying before, that's a dependent standard. I didn't have that as, an adult. I didn't transition into saying, okay, I get this standard because I worked and earned it. So it hit differently, today, the things that she said. And they are working true, because I started some of the things that she's talked about, and I worked on my number and what I have to do. And as soon as I start moving in that direction, everything start moving, including my bowels. So I just let me tell you, every time she's speaking and speak to me, my son just goes and it just like relaxes and releases.
Relief.
Release it, Kendra,
No, it's real. It's real work. Tell Amani, we've been doing this for a long time.
Listen, it's real work. And when you said earlier that no matter what you do, even if you feel entitled about something, even if you were the heir to something, and you still have to work for, even if it's your birthright. You still have to work somehow, whether it's research or, to make sure that you got all the ceremonial stuff correct, and all. It's work. At the end of the day, it's just work. And that's something that I've always skipped past, because I was able to get by with and be lazy and be great at the same time. But that's not the greatness that I should, illuminate, because there's a real light in me that, people need. And if you don't shine it the right way, putting all yourself out there, like you were saying, that's another good point. You said people will move things for you if it's for you, and they did. So yeah, you had a whole bunch of great things, and I hope everybody got a good takeaway, and I affirm we'll all be successful. You hear me?
Yes, that was great. Thank you so much. And I know we went over by 9 minutes, but I just want to let you know that you are so worth anything that you want. And you can have anything that you want. I have been where you are, where you have been. And I'm telling you, I never thought that I would live in my generation to see where I am now. I thought I was just going to pass it all on to my kids and pass it on to other people. But when I made peace with money, there are so many people that are going to have breakthroughs, because I can now give from my overflow. And I wish that for you all, because that's how we really change this world, is by getting ourselves right first. So this is a seed that has been sown. You all are so absolutely worth it. And, we're done, but people still want to talk. So if you got to go ahead and go. And we'll see you tomorrow when we talk about relationships. And I'm gonna have my baby daddy and my ex-husband on the line tomorrow. So y'all want to come and see all of this, because we're talking relationships on every level.